Matt, are you there?
Hey, yes, I'm here.
How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm curious as to how you and your band enjoyed the tour.
Oh, it's been amazing. Yeah, we had a great time. It's been, I kind of want to just play like this all the time now, you know, these little venues that we haven't played, a lot of them since like 2001 or something. And the crowds have just been unbelievable, you know, they've been rocking out and sweaty, and I can see everyone's face, you know, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes if you play massive venues, sometimes it's quite intimidating playing small venues again. Did you find, were you guys worried about it? Or?
Actually, I find it the opposite. I find it much more, you know, chilled out and relaxed. You know, it's much more casual, much more improvisation, and you can kind of, you know, you're less scared of making mistakes, and actually, you end up taking more risks and just mucking around a bit more, you know. So it's, and the main thing is you can just see everyone's face. You know, even people like towards the back of the venue, you can just see them all, and it's so nice to see all these pretty hardcore fans out there digging all the. Because we're playing a lot of old stuff as well. You know, we played some sort of old B-sides and stuff like that we haven't played for years. You know, so it's been nice to reconnect with those songs. You know.
And how has it been playing the new stuff as well?
Oh, it's been great. Yeah, that song called Psycho that we put out, I've got to say, that's probably the best reaction to a live, reaction to a song we played live I've ever seen, you know, since we began. I
mean, that's a big statement.
It's just one big mosh pit from the beginning to the end, you know, and it's, I mean, yeah, and people just seem to, and everyone sings the riff, like no one really sings the riff. It's just one of those cheap ass riffs that just ass as in a cross between a donkey and a mule, whatever it is. I don't mean it in an offensive way. And yeah, it's one of those cheap riffs that just everybody gets straight away. You know, so it's really cool.
Oh my goodness, Matt, are you going to take over from White Stripes' Seven Nation Army as the most sung riff ever?
The most, yeah, we've sort of distilled that riff a little bit further down to an even simpler format. Yeah. Totally.
Oh, great! Well, I'm so glad it's going well. And tonight is the kind of the grand finale of that tour, and it seems fitting that you're kind of starting your album, you know, your first official single on the show tonight before this last gig of the tour.
Yeah.
Tell us about this Dead Inside. So it starts the album, it sets up the album, and it also kind of sets up the album conceptually as well.
Yeah, the album's got a bit of a narrative going on. The sort of first song is like a pretty jaded song where a person loses hope and kind of therefore becomes vulnerable to kind of the darker forces which happen on the next few songs. You know, like Psycho's obviously like sort of being drawn into military brainwashing, and then songs after that are just sort of battling the dark forces that are sort of trying to control our minds and everything. And then eventually you get to songs like Revolt and Defector, where the person sort of fight back, you know, and sort of retakes control of themselves. And then Aftermath is obviously like a sort of rekindling with love type situation, and then the Globalist is just like a crazy mental 10-minute prog nightmare, you know, which is about the rise. It's about the rise and fall of a dictator. A lot of fans keep tweeting asking about what song's the sequel to Citizen Erased. It's a song called The Globalist, which is basically it's like a narrative within itself about the sort of I said the rise and fall of a dictator and the end of the world and World War III and all the good stuff that I like, you know.
And come here, are these genuine, real concerns, or is this symbolism? Like, tell me about, you know, these. You know, you're talking about the dark stuff.
Right. Yeah. I'd say it's like, you know, the drones thing. You know, I was reading a lot about drones and what they're all about and everything. And to me, they've put like a modern metaphor for what it is to lose empathy. You know, and to start to not really care much about what's going on around you and what's going on around the world. You know, and I think that you know, through modern technology and obviously through drone warfare in particular, it's possible to actually do quite horrific things by remote control at a great distance without actually feeling any of the consequences or even feeling responsible in some way. You know, and the next step in drones is going to be autonomous drones, which actually make kill decisions themselves. There'll be no humans involved, you know. So I think we're right on that edge right now, where we're sort of taking the step into losing empathy, you know. And I think the album is basically exploring that journey, you know.
Amazing. Okay. Well, listen, that's a great kind of rundown of the general themes of the album Drones, and we're going to go back and listen to Dead Inside again with that context. Matt, thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Have a great gig tonight.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, hope to see you soon. Yeah, take care.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Get inside. Refuse.